Hi, this is Alvin Jones for Planet Vehicle. Today we're going to take a look at Nissan's new all-electric vehicle, the EV-02. It's electric! We're here at Haines Point in Washington, D.C., and as you know, everybody is going green, and the car companies are no exception. Nissan, years ago, did an alliance with Renault, and now they have put together this new car, the EV-02. To talk about it, I have with us here on Planet Vehicle, Mr. Mark. And Mark is the product manager for the EV. How are you?
Thank you. Thanks for having us this morning.
Let's talk about this new vehicle you have.
Sure. This is a prototype. So what we're showing today is the right battery pack, the motor, the inverter, the actual technical mechanicals that our vehicle will be when we launch in 2010. Not the body design, the inside stuff.
What you're basically telling us is that all of the internal mechanisms that will be going on the electric vehicle are in here right now.
That's correct. Our engineers are basically, we want to show people the technology is real, the technology is ready for mass market, and as a driving experience, just like any car today on the road.
What's the advantage of an electric vehicle, and also what are some of the drawbacks?
Sure, one of the advantages, of course, you're zero emission driving. So no CO2, no carbon footprint, you're zero emission with 100 miles of real world range. So for us, we planned this vehicle to meet you as a consumer's needs. 98% of the population drives less than 100 miles a day, so this can be your primary car.
Now, what are some of the drawbacks?
The drawbacks is the car does need a charging infrastructure to support it. So we're working very hard to make sure that you as a consumer can have a charge spot put in your garage, very simply, very easily, but a charge spot in your garage, charge spot at work, and then as you think about the public infrastructure, parking garages, museums, movie theaters, places where you could charge as you're driving around.
Now, with this particular vehicle, can you do a standard 120 plug, or do you need an adaptive system?
We're going to launch with both. So yes, you could do it with 120. It just takes a little bit longer, but we're recommending 220. So if you have an electric dryer or a freezer or anything in your garage, that's the circuit that we're talking about. So you just put your charging box on that circuit, electrician would have to wire it in, and then you have charging with 4 hours to fill the car up.
Now, I also understand there's been talk about using 480 volts. How is that, and how close are we to using 480 volts?
Yeah, the how close is we're pretty close to it. The standard for the 220 and the 120 is already done. So all the cars that plug in will be able to use that standard. You're talking about fast charging now at 480. That gets a car from 0 to 80% state of charge in only 26 minutes. So that standard is about 6 to 8 months behind. The same groups are working on it, same standard will come forward, and we hope by 2012 it'll be out and deployed.
So for the 480, that would probably be better for industrial use, as you were saying, say at the workplace, at parking garages, at shopping centers?
Sure, as you think about we call it pathway charging. So if you're driving from Washington, D.C. to Richmond on I-95, well, the charging spots along the way could be the rest areas. It could be those exits where you go off and get your fast food hamburger. You know, you take your bio break, and now you're charging your car at the same time. The average stay in a fast food restaurant is 20 minutes. 26 minutes, you got 80% worth of range.
So Applebee's and Denny's, you get this, you can start becoming green, because what you'll do is you'll put in the chargers. People stop by, charge up their vehicle for about 20 minutes, and most people take about a half hour to eat. Next thing you know, people come in, charge, they charge up with get their energy level up, and then get back on the road.
You got it. That's the way you do it.
All right. So when can we take a drive in this vehicle?
You can take a drive right here today.
All right. So you know what? We're going to get in the car right now. And this says right side drive. So I'll get a chance to drive, but I'll be driving on the other side. So this will be interesting. Let's take a, thanks, Mark.
Sure,
so we're going to take a look and take a drive. Come on, TC. We're going to get in the car and go for a ride. All right, we are inside the Nissan EV-02 electric vehicle, and I've got Brian here with me. He's one of the technicians. So Brian's going to teach me how to do this thing. Now, Brian, first of all, how do I start the car?
Well, actually, normally, just like a normal car, you would just turn the key and go, except it's actually already running.
So that's right, it's electric, so I don't hear the engine running.
That's correct.
All right, so now I notice I've got like a little, it's not a gas meter, I guess it's a battery meter, and it tells you how many volts you have over here.
We actually would call it state of charge. So
State of charge.
Yep, so we go from all the way from 0% to 100%. You're sitting right around 70 right now.
Okay, around 70. So I just, like normal, I just put it in the drive.
Correct.
And it says ready.
And we're off.
Okay, and what's interesting is that we're moving. No gasoline, just electric.
And I hope you'll find that the low speed driving around here is actually going to be quite good with the acceleration response of the electric motor.
Okay, so we'll get a chance to see how the electric motor responds to it. Okay, so now we're going about, let's see, 20 kilometers. So what happens if I hit the gas?
Give it a try and we'll see.
Hey, a little bit of pickup here.
Yeah, that's what we like.
Okay, now, with the electric vehicle, when I brake, does it regenerate the batteries?
Yes, it does.
So it does charge it up, okay.
Yes.
So when you go down the hill, if you hit the brakes and so forth, it helps charge the batteries also.
Absolutely.
Right.
Now, we've been trying to maximize the efficiency of all aspects of the vehicle. So not only the braking system, but also, good environmental, low power consumption for your HVAC system, your heating, and all that kind of stuff as well.
Wow. Now, when can we expect to see this car in the showrooms?
We're targeting about 18 months from now to do the early release.
Coming up pretty soon. Let me try something. Okay, we hit the brakes and that charges the battery a little bit. Now let's just go from 0 to whatever we can get to and see how it works.
Sure.
Okay, so we're starting now from standing still, and here we go. Wow, that's not bad. And the brake, and we're also charging the battery as we brake this way. We make the little right turn here. As we come back around, here you have it. We do the loop-de-loop, and we are actually driving. Now here's interesting because I'm on the other side, rear side drive, but we're actually driving an all-electric vehicle. Hey, that was kind of cool. I'd like to thank Brian for assisting us and taking us on a ride. This vehicle will be available for you. It'll be in your showroom and hopefully in your garage in about 18 months. It's the Nissan EV-02. We don't know what the name's going to be called when it actually comes out, but look out for it. An all-electric vehicle made for you by Nissan. For Planet Vehicle, I'm Alvin Jones.